Welcome back to another episode of basically answering questions and talking about it and having a conversation with the lovely Abigail. You can see the side of her face here. We filmed the first 2 episodes of this in the same day. So based on what y'all like or your constructive criticism, we might change the way the layout is. We're not sure yet. We're just kind of figuring it out. So Abigail's going to ask me some questions from my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those comments, and we're just going to have a conversation. So,
first question. Would you ever consider finding Winston a lady friend?
So here's the thing. Winston is not an intact boar. We had him castrated when he was a baby. So at this point in his age, I feel like he would hate another pig. He's already not thrilled with any other living creature. So probably not. Winston was definitely one of those things where first off, I thought a 30-pound pig existed. So I went and bought a micro mini pig when I was 18 years old. I skipped class in college one day and drove to Alabama and bought them from a lady who had them in her garage, okay? Like, it wasn't the smartest, most well-thought-out thing to get this pig. And then definitely learned a lot of things that I shouldn't have done. Can't fix it now. So I'm not opposed to ever getting more pigs in the future. I don't think it will be while Winston's here, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no friends for Winston.
No friends for Winston, probably.
Are you going to get a giraffe at some point?
I think I'm just going to leave it at high point. I think the whole getting to go visit them, it's like having a niece when you don't want to have kids of your own. You just, you cuddle them, you love them, and then you just hand them off. I get to go visit it, and then I don't have to build gigantic buildings for them, and I don't even think you could in Tennessee. Like, Texas is wild. You can have, anything in Texas, so no.
Kind of related to that, but it says, what is your dream animal interaction without consequence? So, any animal, if it wasn't dangerous.
I just want to swim with and snuggle a sea cow so bad. What do they
manatee?
call it? A manatee. It's not allowed, and they're so sweet.
You can swim with them though.
I think there's one spot you're allowed to. You're not supposed to touch them because they're so friendly that then they get hurt by boats and stuff. So I want to unashamedly be able to just go give them love and swim with them and
the sea cow.
Which is so funny. I think it's an inherited thing because my great-grandmother used to live in Florida, and she loved manatees, and she had this manatee that would come to her they had a little spot near their house, and she'd go feed it and stuff.
Aww.
And she has this gold manatee necklace that I wear sometimes that she gave to me.
That's cool.
Yeah. Manatee lore.
Would you ever consider having llamas?
Llamas. I had friends with llamas, and so they told me all the bad, and now I'm a little gun shy of llamas. I'm very much into the low maintenance of the horses are very, very high maintenance. Cows, the way we do it, is seemingly high maintenance a lot of the time. When it comes to my goats and the animals that I keep at my farm, I want to take care of them, but I want low maintenance. So llamas and sheep and all that good stuff, they have to be shorn. They spit at you. They have health issues that I just don't know if I'm willing to commit to. So I don't know. Probably not right now. I say that. We'll see.
From the YouTube video of us going to see Denver, so a lot of people had ideas for babies, and someone said they would love to see a Denver and Happy foal. What do you think about that?
So I think genetically it would be okay. I would not breed Happy to Code Red because they're just so close. I think it's far enough removed that I could breed her to Denver. So I think it all depends on if she's going to be needed as a recip, because if it came between a Happy foal and a Trudy foal, or if I got an embryo from somebody foal that was really, really good producing mare, it's I'd probably choose that over Happy, since Happy doesn't have any foals that are, Howie's her first one. So she doesn't have any that have gone and won. She herself didn't, show a lot. So it all depends on, I guess, the certain circumstances. But I'm not opposed to her having a Denver foal. I think that'd probably be pretty cute.
Someone also said Denver and Erlene.
Yes, that's already planned.
Yeah.
That's planned. Next year, Denver, we're going to collect him this November. The plan is to breed him to Annie, Erlene, Trudy, and I'm not opposed to breeding him to some of my thoroughbreds. Like depending on if we can get registration going with Charlotte or Indy, I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But eventually as well, the buckskin mare that's not even here yet, I hope to do ICSI with her. So we could do a little bit of a Code Red and Denver. So Denver's going to get bred to quite a few of the mares for sure.
Is Denver going to be coming to the farm since you want to show him, or will he stay in Texas? Isn't it hard to know you own a stallion as great as Waylon, but don't get to see him every day?
So they're both staying in Texas until further notice. But like with Denver, I want him to be able to go show, be successful, and then go on to be collected pretty quickly. And he needs to be in Texas for that because regardless if he's with Aaron Moses now and then goes on to someone else to do the trail or the Western riding, it's going to be in Texas. It's going to be close to High Point. I would like Aaron to continue to work with him and then be collected by High Point. So he needs to be close with them. Waylon, I don't want to, stress him out. That's a long freaking drive from Texas to Tennessee. The liability is crazy. And then B, they just have they have it locked down. They've got it going on there. Like, it's so easy. I know he's taken care of. They can offer him things I can't. So, yes, I would like to be able to see him all the time, but, we'll do that. We'll do that in retirement.
Okay. Completely off topic.
Yep.
What do you think of the latest season of Bridgerton? Are you a Colin fan? Okay, but let me say this.
Okay.
I haven't finished the last episode. So
you can't ruin this.
So don't say anything that
That's the thing, though. Like, I have to be able to speak freely if I'm going to be.
Go ahead. I mean, I feel like I already know what's going to happen.
So you're like, hey, I'm going to ask you this question. But, like, I haven't watched it, so you can't.
You don't have to spoil the last episode to say if you're a Colin fan.
Basically. Am I a Colin fan? He's not my favorite. He's not my least favorite, I guess.
Kind of going back to, like, the hobby question in the first video. Besides Bridgerton, what other kind of shows do you like to watch?
I'm very fantasy or period time. So, like, Bridgerton is up my alley because it's not super serious, but it's, like, in the Regency period. I really like TV shows that are not in today's age. Like, if it's after the 90s, I'm like, I don't really want to watch it. I don't know why. So I love that kind of stuff. So, like, fantasy, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, all that good stuff. I love historical dramas. So I loved, like, Vikings and things like that. I don't really love to watch any of, like, the Love Island and stuff like that. Like, that just cringes me out too hard. So I like there to be, like, a really juicy plot, long episodes. Yeah.
You love Twilight. You
love Twilight.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. ACOTAR right now.
Lord of the Rings.
Yep. Lots of fantasy. Lots of. There's got to be like a romance in the plot for me. If it's not a comedy, I could do without romance. If it's a comedy, but like there needs to be a
little spice.
There's got to be some spice. There's got to be some historicalness to it where I can't relate to it at all. But it's like, I don't want to relate to anything in the things I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, You're like an interviewer.
I'm trying my best.
There does need to be a camera on her facial expressions. We need to have Abigail. We kind of sprung this on her today. Like, we were like, oh yeah, and you're gonna be like in these videos asking the questions, and she's like, oh, okay.
What's your 5-year plan or goal for Running Springs and your mini farm?
I do think we're growing a little bit to the point where more land is needed. I don't know if it's going to be within 5 years, but I do see us moving at some point, at least the mini farm, to a bigger farm. And I would love to build a house. But I don't know. I think it's going to be, I'm just kind of letting it fold wherever it may. Like, I don't want to necessarily put I want this to happen at this point. Like, the more I let things just happen, the better they are. Whenever I plan something, it just doesn't end up going as well as if I just let it happen. So I definitely still want to be doing what I'm doing right now, but I don't know. Just
See what happens.
Yeah.
Would you ever go to the UK to do a meet and greet?
To specifically just do a meet and greet, probably not. Nate's back there being like,
I know. That's why I asked, because I was like, I want to go.
I think it'd be cool to go there for, like, if we had a really cool collaboration with like another equine content creator, and then we go over there, and I don't know. I literally don't have anyone in my brain when I'm thinking of that. I think it'd be cool to have an excuse to go over there and then maybe do that. But I don't think I could justify going there just to do a meet and greet. We'd have to have something else in the works.
Okay.
Hint, hint. Tell me who you want. Let's get it going.
Okay. In your opinion, apart from obviously Denver and Code Red, who are, for you,
for me,
top 5 stallions that you would breed to?
For me. So this
Yes.
is specifically
For your
for
horses,
me, my
for-
mares, and this is current stallions. This isn't like who I'd want to breed to if I
Mm-hmm.
could. This is current stallions. Oh, this is going to get me in trouble because
You
if I
think
don't
so?
put someone's... Because there's hunt seat stallions, there's all-around stallions, there's Western pleasure
Just like
stallions.
for your mares, who do you think would make the best match?
So I really, really love Good, Better, Best. I can't say any, more good things about Good, Better, Best, which is why I keep breeding to him. So he's Hank's sire, he's Daphne's sire, he's bred to Sophie this year, tried to breed him to Trudy, and it wasn't his fault. The recips just kept, not cooperating. So, love Good, Better, Best. I might have to take a second here for just a minute. Okay, I will say there's something special. Now, he did die last year, unfortunately, but I think he's still able to be bred to a little bit. Allocate Your Assets to me is such a statement in the hunter under saddle world. You can literally look at a horse and be like, that one's sired by Allocate Your Assets. Like, he is has something about him in his trot, in his cadence, it's just, you can just see him from a mile away. So I love Allocate Your Assets. That's why I bred Trudy to him, and I'm so grateful I did because we got Penelope. So, and then he's also the sire of, I have too many horses. He's also the sire of Erlene. So love him, love him, love him. So those are my 2 hunter under saddle picks for right now. I could say Easy on the Eyes, because Easy on the Eyes is an up-and-coming guy. I did two. I don't know if I can do that. Okay.
The question
There's too many.
The question technically was up and coming, but I just kind of changed it a little to who.
Okay.
But up and coming as well.
Up and coming. So Easy on the Eyes is like an amazing up and coming hunter to saddle stallion. I love him. His babies have had really, really good minds. He's only had a few show, he had one win the Congress 1 million times last year, easy peasy. And so he's fantastic. I bred him to Ethel. I plan to breed him to a couple of my mares in the future. He's awesome. And he's also kind of an outcross with his bloodlines because we are so saturated with a few studs in our mares that he's a really good one to bring in. There's one stud that I really, really want to breed to, and I want to breed him to Annie in the future. He's gray, and his name is Unbridle Your Dreams. Now, he's really young, so we haven't seen a whole lot of his babies yet. He's by I'm a Platinum Dream, who just passed away, I think, a couple years ago. And so he's one I really want to watch because I really like what I'm seeing with him showing, but I don't know what his babies are doing yet. And, and then I think another one that I'm going to throw in there is Making Me Willy Wild, just because, there for a little while, he was new. He had a lot of babies coming out, and he himself was just throwing these incredible front legs on his babies. And now we are seeing, as his babies get older, they have an incredible talent in the all-around as well as the Western pleasure and stuff. So he's got a really, really cool thing going. So I really like Making Me Really Wild too, and I have not been able to breed to him yet. I tried possibly with Beyonce and possibly with Annie, but it just didn't work out. So was that 5? I think that was 5. That doesn't
Probably.
mean that was my only 5 favorites. There's so many others, but off the top of my head, those are the ones that I really think are cool right now.
So this is kind of like a show question. It says, when did and why have quarter horses started carrying their heads so low?
So the low head thing, and you have to watch trends over the years. There was definitely a trend of them being way too low. So now there's a rule where they can't, there's a certain level they have to be qualified. So when you watch the really high levels of the Western pleasure nowadays, like at the World Show and the Congress, the head isn't that low. Some of them are above level, honestly, and it's really allowing for that front end to be light. But when you go to maybe some lower level shows, when you maybe look at some younger kids showing that, possibly don't have the leg strength or the knowledge to show their horse to the best potential, or you look at some horses that just can't be really light in the front end because that's just not how they're made, you might get you might be like, oh, that's the standard then. But when you really look at the highest level, it is difficult to be slow, collected with your head up. With your head level or above level, to be that collected on a drape is actually so hard. So a lot of people go to low heads for control and for collection, because when that neck goes down, it's a lot easier to bring that back up. But anyway, we could get into that for a long time. But I think the head being down does give a larger level of control and collection, but it doesn't always look pretty when it's not done right. And sometimes it is definitely overdone.
This isn't really a question, but a lot of people want to know who the new barn gals are that just started popping up.
Gals. We need to do an introduction
video.
So that's Rachel and Alyssa. So we had one of our longtime barn guys move to a different job at the beginning of the year, and we miss him greatly. He was amazing, but we did have to fill in his spot, and because of how many new babies we had and how much stuff we have going on, we decided to have 2 new people. And so Rachel started to kind of help me keep track with the vet. She's been riding a few of the horses. She has been doing a lot of the, like with Penelope and the babies, desensitizing them, washing them, doing a lot more hands-on stuff with the babies, and just kind of helping me keep an eye on things that need to be done, that kind of thing. So basically barn management. And Alyssa came in as another person to clean stalls, take care of horses, feed, and kind of do whatever is needed to be done to keep the barn running. So now the barn staff is Gerardo and Alyssa and Rachel.
The people want makeup tutorials.
Which is so funny, because that's what I used to do. If you were an OG and you remember 2017 Instagram, I would be in my closet at my parents' house doing lives constantly.
And you did the makeup at people's makeup at horse shows and stuff.
Yeah,
also.
That's what I wanted to do as a career. I wanted to be a makeup artist, and so I was doing quinceañeras every 5 seconds. I was doing people's maternity makeup, because I had a bunch of friends getting having babies and getting married and whatever. And then I would go to horse shows and I would do horse show makeup at the big stuff, and then it just got to the point where at the time I was asked to be a host for a TV show, and so I was traveling for that a lot, and I couldn't book out makeup jobs because I knew I was gonna be flaky, because I had so many cool trips popping up that didn't give me a whole lot of time to plan far ahead. So I stopped doing that. But yeah, we could bring back some. Nate, you want to film some makeup tutorials?
Yeah.
I need to do Abigail's makeup on camera.
He can do your eyeliner.
Oh God. What if we did a video where I do Nate and Matt's makeup?
That'd be funny. I think Matt would for sure be down.
I have an old, it's archived. It's not deleted, it's archived. I have an old video on YouTube of Jonathan doing my makeup.
How bad was it?
It was pretty rough. It's pretty rough.
This gets 20,000 likes.
If this gets 20,000 likes, we'll drop Nate and Matt's YouTube makeup tutorial.
What is the hardest part of this job?
The hardest part of this job? So I guess you could encompass in this job the content creation, the content management, store management, breeding the horses, and care of all the animals. The hardest part is keeping it all straight, because because there's so many things. I literally in the last year have had to hire so many people or like, you know, reach out to so many more people for help. I mean, you coming on has helped me immensely. I mean, I literally was like, you were gone for 4 days. You're not allowed to do that. I need you back here.
You didn't like Jonathan as my replacement.
I told her, I was like, you were gone for 4 days. Jonathan had to step up and be in your place, and he gives me a whole lot more lip than you do, and he's not as good at it, and I don't like him. So I don't like him being you. So yeah, it's because there's just so many different irons and so many fires that all come into like one thing, keeping everything straight in my brain without like feeling like I'm going to go on overload is really, really hard. Like you literally can know right now, you can tell when we haven't had like a break day or like whatever, because I start not being able to talk because there's just so much going on. So. All right, Nate, we're done.
Nate, what do we do?
We're done. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed that. And if you have any other questions for future videos, let us know. And thank you for joining us. So see you in the next one.